All
Hi there,
right.
everyone, and welcome to InternetMarketingFixedLive.com. My name is Teresa Kaiser, and I will be kind of the moderator this evening. And I want to welcome to our hangout. We have a couple of special guests now that are appearing on a regular basis on InternetMarketingFixedLive.com. And we have John PK with us today. He can just wave there. And we also have John Curtis, and of course Maros, as usual. We're kind of regular freaks now. And earlier, just to break it up a little bit for you guys, we were saying we should have initiation for the new Internet Marketing Freaks. And John PK, I said, well, in order to be an Internet Marketing Freak, you got to stand upside on your head, hold a computer. He's like, what? So, anyways, so today's subject, we're going to be talking about some of the things that you can learn to get traffic to your blog with, and also, about something that you're passionate about at the same time. So learning those skills comes from special places. You don't always have the opportunity to learn that. And so the people in our opportunity actually had the chance yesterday and over the last few weeks to learn from world-class blogger and entrepreneur Neil Patel. And Neil Patel is from QuickSprout, and he shared some traffic techniques that you can start utilizing in your business that we're going to share with you today. So I'm going to suggest that you take out a notebook and pen and paper, because we're going to be smoking that notepad today. So the very first step I'm going to bring out is I'm going to have you hear a little bit about John PK, who is our special guest of this evening, and now a regular internet marketing freak, and I don't think that he's going to share his special freak trick today, but we'll see. So come on out, John PK, and tell us what you have to share.
Actually, you know what? I've been working on typing with my toes, and I don't think you guys want to see that, though. No, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for asking me on again. I pride myself in being an internet freak, actually. I wear many hats in my life, but this is definitely one that I wear with pride and really enjoy hanging out with folks from around the world and learning about something that I'm passionate about. Last week, met with John Curtis and Marosh online to talk about blogging and to talk about this wonderful opportunity that we've come into, and that's really not only been a great business opportunity for us, but it's really been something that's changed our lives. And like Teresa said, this is something that's, we don't often get the chance to hear about firsthand, but you have a special opportunity tonight to hear from us firsthand some really fine-tuning kind of blogging tips. If you are already a blogger, or you're interested in getting involved, these are tips that can really help you out. I'm not going to lay it out on the table and let you all know my whole story, but I did some of that last week. But I will let you know that I came into this opportunity as a teacher. I was teaching and working just ridiculous hours. I was working 10 to 12 hours a day, and then coming home and working some more, and I just had no time for my family. And I wanted to get a part-time job and do something that I could make some extra money at. And actually, funny thing is, I got a catering job, and I like working with people and working around food and. Can you guys see me now? Is that good? Okay. But my back and my feet did not like it. After the first couple times, I just decided, nope, this isn't going to be for me, because I already work so much during the day, and I just decided I need to do something that's really that I'm passionate about. And I came into this opportunity and just really ran with it. I started learning as much as I could, and then actually went to an event in Las Vegas where I got to learn from some people that have been really successful at this, and also some really world-class bloggers, SEO experts, one being Neil Patel. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about tonight, about some of the tips that he shared with us back in Las Vegas, but also last night on a live webinar that we were just privileged to be able to listen along to. And we're going to share some of those tips with you tonight in case you missed it last night. Neil Patel has a very keen sense for all of the many resources that are available to bloggers for improving your blog, but also improving and increasing traffic to your blog. And one of the things that he shared with us is a site called Quora, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it is spelled Quora, Quora.com, Quora.com. And what this is that it's a site where you can ask questions about anything. You can, and in fact, when you sign up, it's free sign up, and you sign up, and you list all of the things that you are interested in, and it generates trending kind of a news feed similar to Facebook, but different in that it's just questions, questions from your particular interests. And so what you can do is go in and find those questions that relate to something you're thinking about or something that you want to blog about, and you can try to answer one of those questions and answer with not just a one-sentence answer, but a whole blog post. And so you kind of give a brief synopsis of your blog post, leave the URL, and then send it off, and whoever asks that question will get the answer, and likely they'll come to your blog post. But also anybody else who had that same question and is interested in it will go ahead and read the question, read your answer, and then they'll be directed to your blog post as well. So it's a really, really powerful way to bring people to your blog post, particularly people who are interested in your blog post. There's lots of ways to drive traffic. There's, you can buy traffic if you want, and that's often effective, but you're not always sure if those people will be interested in your particular topic or your particular opportunity. And this way, you can tell, for sure that they're going to be interested in what you have to offer because they've come through an outside source and something that interests them. It interests them. Let me share my screen here for a second, if that's all right with you guys. I want to show you that site. Let's see. I guess I'll share my entire screen. I got nothing to hide, right? So here we go. Oh, let's not do that though. Go down the rabbit hole. Here we have the sort of my page here on Quora. Can you guys all see this? I'm going to flip back here and just give me a thumbs up if you can see. Oh boy, I lost it now. Yeah, there we go. Can you see me? All right, great. Did that? That's a thumbs up? Okay, I thought that was maybe a thumbs down for a second. I panicked. All right, so here we go on my Quora page. I just set this up yesterday. I mean, I've been doing a lot of different things. I'm really big into Instagram and Twitter, but this is another thing that's actually, it's a good way to find answers, and then also answer people's questions and drive them to your blog post. So somebody asked the question, what is the most valuable skill I can master within a month? Now, obviously, this is a skill that I've been mastering within the last several months, and something that I'm passionate about. So I thought, well, sure, I'm going to answer this question, and I'm confident in the answer, and that is blogging. And with Kalatu as the blogging platform that we offer here, it really is a great way to get started in something that you may know little to nothing about, because there are just, for one thing, the great points about Kalatu are that it provides a platform that's easy to set up and easy to use, but also sophisticated enough for those experts out there who are looking for a platform that will help them drive traffic to their blog. And so I recommend it here, but also the way to get started is through the 21-day blogging challenge, which really just motivates and inspires all of us to blog daily and also to network and communicate with each other about each other's blogs, helping each other with questions you might have. It's just a really supportive community, and we all, you know, look at each other's blogs, comment on each other's blogs, and really build on that and grow together. So I left that here, and you know what? Sure enough, somebody answered. It's an anonymous, which is kind of unusual, but you know, he says, "Do you earn money?" So I said, "You certainly can. Message me on Facebook to learn more, or go to this is my landing page, a capture page where that I've just set up called success.me, and you know, you can go there and sign up for updates, and I can send more updates on how to get started." So that was, you know, just started this yesterday, and I can already see the potential and how this could really, really take off and is something really great for myself and something I can share with other people. So I wanted to share that with you guys tonight. I'm going to end my screen here. I could go into more, but basically you get the hang of it once you get in here. You can comment on people's answers. You can sort of upvote them. You can also add a question, obviously, and then go by writing here at the top. You can write your answers, and then you get comments on those. So pretty cool stuff. I'm going to end this without getting in the down the rabbit hole again. So any questions? Feel free to ask.
Yeah, I have someone asking.
Yeah.
How often do you do that? I mean, how many hours in a day do you spend on something like that? I mean, is it very time consuming?
You know, I'll tell you exactly what yesterday I spent about 20 minutes on it. I literally set it up in 5 minutes, and I answered about 3 questions in the next 15 minutes. You know, I answered a question about South Korea because I had lived in South Korea for 10 years, and people were asking, what's the difference between South Korea and America? And you know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there, so I wanted to kind of give my input from my experience. But then I answered this question about what's the best thing to master in a month, and you know, it didn't take long, and I got a response. I would say, yeah, give it like 30 minutes to an hour every day, or maybe even every other day. You know, just to kind of wait for responses and stuff. It's up to you. But I think it's something that you could kind of not spend a terrible amount of time on, but because, well, I don't know. I mean, I would see how it goes. You know, see how much response you get. But it'd be something that I would do fairly often, and probably 30 minutes a day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you recommend like adding any tracking to that? You know, sometimes there's always going to be someone that's going to be super technical to add.
You could certainly you could add pixels to it. Yep. I would think you could add pixels to it somehow and track that back. Probably generate a Facebook campaign custom audience based on the people that visit that particular question, whether they commented on it or not. You could probably find out who's visiting that question, and then target them in your next Facebook ad. That's another great, I won't get into that, that's a whole other training, so to speak, but there's a lot to do with Facebook. It's kind of the holy grail of marketing. I would say there's just so much there for people to learn and really expand your viewership and your leads, drive traffic, and all of that. So, but this is a nice one. I think it's something easy to get into and easy to get quick results also. And you can sort of brand yourself as an authority on the topic and real quickly and get people to respond and then visit your site that way. So I would recommend checking out Quora, Quora.com. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that tip. And for those of you watching that don't know this, John actually speaks 2 languages. Do you often blog in 2 languages? I've
thought about it, actually. I don't know that Kalatu does support 9 different languages now. I don't think it supports Korean, but I mean, I have Korean on my keyboard, and I've typed it in on in the headline, and it works. So I've thought about actually doing that. And getting my wife to help me a little bit. She's from Korea, speaks Korean as her first language, so she would definitely help me. And I've actually had lots of contact recently with Koreans who are interested in my fan page and also my blog. So yeah, I definitely, it's something that's in the works for the future for me to expand into another language. Yeah, and that's the great thing about Kalatu. 9 different languages that it supports, and there's each one of those is definitely represented by a blogger somewhere in the world. So it's pretty great, great big community.
Most definitely. Well, thank you so much for the tip. And, you know, the whole business is about interaction, you know, as John is showing us. I mean, internet marketing is about, you know, just talking to people. You know, the whole business is about people. And the one little thing that I will share before I bring our next guest out is that if you are a spammer, please go to Spammers Anonymous. Don't just spam people your link, because that's not the way that this business works, you know. I don't care if it's 2015 or if it's 5015. Really, you shouldn't be just throwing your links to people, because, you know, John's not really throwing a link to someone. He's being helpful. It's all about providing value. You have to have something to provide to someone. Otherwise, you're just another spammer. You don't stand out in the crowd. I'm sorry. So we're going to bring out now, actually, John Curtis. John Curtis, I think I'm either seeing him sit really, really still, or he doesn't have his camera on. I'm not sure which. So, John, can you hear me? John Curtis?
I can hear you. Can you see me moving?
Oh, I can see you now. I was going to say, boy, that picture, I've never seen you sit that still, ever. So, anyway, John is fairly, I want to say, probably fairly new to blogging, would you say, within the last 1 or 2 years? Okay, and John's been learning some new techniques, and recently actually went all in his business, which means that he opted into you know, get some extra training and gain some knowledge, and that's what it's about. You have to decide how bad that you want it, and John's going to share some of the tips that he uses in his everyday methods for getting traffic to his blog. And his blog focus, it actually is around a niche, something that he's very passionate about. Some people say niche, some people say niche, whatever. But he's going to share that with you and what he's learned. So take it away, John Curtis.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure being here again. I love you guys. This is awesome. And I'm somewhat of an internet marketing freak, but as Teresa mentioned, I'm fairly new at blogging. I'm a dog trainer by trade.
Where's your education? We forgot to make him stand on his head. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I am a dog trainer, and I've been dog training for quite a long time. I started training professionally about 20 years ago, but I've done a lot of things up until now in order to kind of get things done. But what we're doing here is we're talking about how to blog, how to get the word out, right? And everybody's been mentioning some great stuff. I mean, John, I appreciate a lot of the things that you've been mentioning here, because number one, you gave us a great tip about the Quora, because we want to blog, we want to reach people, right? And we want to find the right communities to reach people, because we want to learn how to reach the right people. And in order to reach the right people, we need to be around like-minded people that are talking or doing the same things, which is what we're talking about tonight, which is blogging, right? And we want to be around people that have results, which is why we were all on that awesome hangout last night with Neil Patel. I mean, come on. One of the best bloggers in the industry. Okay, he's rewriting the rules on how to blog, because you can blog and have a few people look at it, but then you can blog and have not only a lot of people look at it, but a lot of the right people, a lot of the people that are looking for your message. For example, nobody's going to go to John PK for dog training lessons, right? So what we all have is value, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about sharing that value in the best possible way with awesome people all around the world. Korea, here in the States. I mean, I watched this cool video with these carts that I want to go ride on this course that's in Ireland, and I'm going to do it too. So there's a lot of great things that we learn by reaching out and connecting with people, and that's what this industry is about. So some of the tips and techniques that we're talking about here that we've learned from some of the great people, like I've said, like Neil Patel. is improving your blog. You know, writing a blog with content, with passion, with whatever you have, but make it valuable, make it interesting. Writing something that is going to bring questions or answer questions to your audience. Knowing the right kind of audience, you know, who are you going to market to? A lot of people just go and get free services out there, and then they just start writing about random things, but they never really measure themselves or check themselves. They don't even really have the ability or the knowledge to do that. And that's why a lot of people actually go and pay $30, $40, $50,000 a year to learn marketing tricks, or excuse me, I shouldn't say tricks because that's a school, so it's actually, you know, a really, really important thing, and education is super, super important. But where you get that education these days is even more important, okay? Because I don't know about you, but the schools today are teaching antiquated information that's not really getting us anywhere, and it's not really getting us the right audience, and it's not really getting us the right numbers, and we're not actually able to actually see progress within our business, within our marketing business, or in our networking business, or in our blog. If we're blogging about our passion, or if we're blogging about our business, it doesn't matter what you're blogging about, because if you're blogging, you want to get the word out. And so some of the things that, again, that John mentioned was awesome. You want to improve your blog. You want to get the right audience. You want to get the right message, and then you want to measure yourself so you can have the right results. Because once you measure yourself, then you'll know where you are compared to where you want to be, and then you will know the correct course of action in order to get there. And then you will be able to get in front of the right people, like I said, and continue to move along that pace, and it's going to happen really, really quick. Because the information and the training that we can provide is just incredible compared to the information that you can find on your own out there. There's a lot of different third-party companies. There's a lot of different social marketing companies. There's some good ones. There's some bad ones. There's all kinds. But where do you go? Where do you start? What do you talk about? How do you talk about things? Which programs do you use? Which applications are better than other applications? You need to ask all these questions in order to get the answers to these questions. And you'll find that once you get the answers to these questions, you'll have more questions. And so it just becomes so confusing that people either pay $30,000 a year for the education, or they don't do anything at all. So what we're trying to let you guys know is that we have an awesome training platform that can provide all of these tools to you and show you all of the proper techniques to not only improve your blog, write it better, improve your audience, you know, grow your audience so you can get it out there to a large number of people on the first page of Google. And a lot of people kind of don't really understand that, because they type in their web page or something and it goes to the first page of Google, but they type in their web page. That's a specific address. You're not typing in keywords that everybody has. For example, if your web page was abc.com and you typed in ABC, it's going to bring up your web page, right? I'm sorry, abc.com. It's going to bring up your web page in a search on Google. It'll bring it up on the first page. But if you write a story, right, and you just type in ABC, your story's not going to be anywhere seen on the first page unless you utilize some of the techniques that cost a lot of money if you don't know the resources in which to obtain those tools. And that's what we're talking about here tonight. I've been blogging actually recently. Even though I've been training dogs for almost 20 years, I've been blogging recently because I really didn't understand how valuable blogging really, really, truly is. Because not only do I get to share my valuable training with people, with more people, with many more people. I mean, that is the beautiful thing, because I love to help people. I really, really love to help people. I've gained a lot of knowledge in 20 years about dog training. But it's really hard to get out the word to everybody. I can help 1, 2, 3 people a day, right, on my own, 4 people a day. I can meet people. I spend 90 minutes with them, usually an hour and a half sessions. I'll have group classes, whatever the case may be. But marketing, blogging, I can actually train hundreds of people, thousands of people in a day, right? So this is incredible the gift, the blessing that that what we're talking about has to offer. So that's just a little bit about me. You know, I can share more about me, but I don't think that you guys want to hear too much about me. Just some of the stories that I have to offer about what you can do with your value in utilizing the proper techniques in today's marketing industry, today's marketing world. And so that's what we're coming at today. So that's the value that we're going to provide to you here for the rest of the time that we're on here. So thank you for your time. I appreciate being here tonight, and I'm going to give it back to you, Teresa.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing today. I'm going to speak just a little bit about some of the technique things that you can do, because I'm actually, I guess, now known for my technical skills. So a couple of tips that I will share with you is, a lot of people, the biggest question that I see is, how can I get my things to automate to Facebook and my social media once I write that blog post? Well, there's a couple of different things, and to train them actually here on this Hangout or webcast would be a little bit lengthy. And these things are actually taught on my blog. So you can go and search for those on my blog, and if they're not there yet, they will be, or my YouTube channel, so check me out. That's on my blog as well. First one, it would be to use some sort of syndication thing. So one would be networked blogs. And I have used networked blogs in the past. And it actually, it doesn't grab it right away, but you tell it the address of your feed, and that training is on my YouTube. And it goes to your Facebook fan page or wherever it is that you want it to go to automatically. You just need 3 people to verify that you're the owner of the blog. And it works quite nicely because you can also follow other blogs. And again, this business is about interacting with other people. So networked blogs, you can follow other blogs on networked blogs and post a comment. Another thing would be to sign your blog signature when you are commenting on someone's blog. You will want to you know, comment on their blog with your signature with some HTML code. And how that works is you'll put some of that in there, and with your address, and that's also shown on my blog as well. And there's a lot of other syndication ones out there. You know, there's Tribe Pro and many, many different ones. And it's just a matter of choose. So I'm just going to keep that nice and short, but basically comment on other blogs and leave your signature and a link. You know, there's no sin against that at all. You know, as long as it doesn't look spammy, and you know, just your name. And that's what I do when I comment on someone's blog. It's my name and a link to my site. Now I'm going to actually bring out Maros, who we're going to save the best for last, and he's going to close this out tonight. And I have another obligation here. So Maros is going to go ahead and speak, and I'll let you guys take it from here.
All right. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me, guys? Cool, cool, cool. So I used to be first one to talk. Now I'm the last one. Is there in the Bible the quote like the first one will be the last one and the last one will be the first one, or something like that? Whatever. So thanks a lot for great content, guys. It was really amazing, and there is so much we can share here, but we just don't have so much time. And anybody who is interested in learning all these tips and tricks we have, if you are on our website, internetmarketingfreakslive.com, there is a button below this video. Click on it and check it out. We are offering there the blogging platform all of us are using at the moment and have great experience and great success. So just make sure to check it out. I just feel like we have like 30 minutes, so just maybe 5 minutes talking, and then I'll just wrap it up. I don't want to keep you guys too long. We will have another hangout, probably on blogging again next week on Wednesday. So from now on, it will be each week on Wednesday at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think it's a good time to have a hangout. And what I want to share with you guys tonight is something what I learned from Neil Patel as well. I mean, all of us learned so many things, but something that was really valuable personally to me was how open he was, how helpful he was with his tricks. He wasn't like, you know, he was giving this kind of impression that he's sharing all he knows with us. So we received so many great tips, and one of the tips he gave us was that we should be very kind of transparent with our audience, and that's what I believe is one of the greatest tips for me, because sometimes I blog, or I used to blog about something, and I wasn't really talking or writing about myself, or I wasn't really writing about or for my audience, for my avatar, for somebody who is actually going to read this blog. So that was something that helped me a lot to realize how helpful it is for anybody to be more personal in your blog and to share your own personal experiences. And immediately I started using it. Even today, after the webinar I was watching with Neil Patel, I started to write my blog posts differently, and I felt so much better just because I started to share my life, my real experiences. Before, I was kind of always thinking, shall I do this? Shall I stop writing about what I've experienced just because people might be interested in some great stuff I learned, but I tried, but I wasn't sure if it's the right kind of thing. But you know, just anybody who is out there who is watching this hangout, you know, be transparent with your audience, and your audience will love you just because you are not hiding anything. That's one of the great tips I learned from Neil Patel. We'll be sharing some more tips on our next hangout, so stay with us. Make sure you come back. We will send information about our next hangout. Just if you want to know more about blogging for passion and for money, because we also blog for money. We of course we are ready to give information for free and anything we know, but we also want to monetize our passion. So as we said before, just go to the link or the button below this video, check it out. There is this blogging platform we are talking about, and all of us are using. That's all from me for now. You guys wanna add anything? Maybe one of you, Johns, because Teresa left already.
I just wanted to touch base on something real quick, if you don't mind. The passion that you said right there. So a lot of people miss. I just want to touch base on what blogging really is, because a lot of people don't understand what blogging is. A lot of people have a bunch of stuff or a bunch of material on a piece of screen, and it doesn't really look pretty. It's like an apple pie, a beautiful apple pie that you stick in a blender. Okay? So some of the things that we will be able to show you are not only specific methods on how to cook an awesome apple pie, but how to serve it like a 5-star restaurant does. And so that is what the passion that Maros just brought up. That's what you have to do. So regardless of all of the tips you're going to learn and all of the education that you're going to learn on how to get your blogs better and prettier and on the first page of Google, and then how to monetize, how to make money off your blogs, before you get to that level, you got to start with your passion. You have to share your passion, and that's all you have to do. So I just wanted to say that, a little extra tip there, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, I know you wanted to keep it short, Maros, but you know, like we're freaks and sometimes we get carried away. So I wanted to share something too. On top of that, John, that was perfect. That was great. That was a perfect kind of lead into what I was hoping to share. I've been working on a blog post recently that you can check out at workwithjam.com, and there kind of gives like a brief sort of intro for people who are either just getting started with this platform or would like to get started. And I'm not going to show you the blog post. You can go there, look at it yourself. But I do want to show you some of the images that I'm working with and sort of walk some of you through what it might be like to start thinking about your passions and how you can share your passions. So it's kind of a visual exercise. Bear with me. The screen, we're going to go down the rabbit hole here for a second, but then it's going to be fine. And just kind of walk through me, if you will, walk through this with me, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So I'm from Colorado, and I think it's important. You don't necessarily always need to say where you're from, or but it's important to be in touch with where you're from. Whether it's where you live right now, or like John, for example. John's a West Coast dog trainer. I mean, he identifies himself with that place. It doesn't mean that you can't learn from him, but it means that if you know that, you're going to know more about him. So I would start there. Start there with where you're from. Not only the geographical location, but also what experiences have brought you to this place in time and brought you to sharing your passion. So start there. There's also then, let me jump ahead actually. Sometimes I suggest looking at a window, okay, looking into a blank window. If you want to close your eyes, you can imagine this blank window in front of you. And then, without giving it too much thought, just feel something into being into that window. What appears in that window? Put something there that means a lot to you. Put something there that makes you feel alive. Put something there that you are passionate about. Okay? For me, one of my great passions is working with clay. And so when I close my eyes and imagine that window, I imagine myself, my hands all muddy, working with clay. Okay? So for you, what is it? What is it like for John Curtis? It's working with dogs. He's done it for all his life. The last 20 years, he's really good at bringing people value in that area, in that topic, because he's passionate about it. What is it for you? Now, it might not be something you've done for a long time. It might not be something you do every day, even. It might be something that's kind of in the back of your mind. But if you're passionate about it, truly passionate about it, it will come into your mind and appear in that window. The other thing that I want to talk about, I'll take you through here, and that window thing is something you can do on your own when you've got that sort of moment of, what do I write about? What passion do I have to share with people? Do that exercise for yourself. The other one, though, is imagine that there is a boardwalk walking towards the ocean. Now, what's at the end of that boardwalk? Whatever is at the end of that boardwalk should be something so important to you. And it should be something that drives your every moment, that drives you to get up in the morning, that drives you to sit down and write another blog post, that drives you to learn more, that drives you to ask questions, that drives you to really put one step in front of the other and walk towards that goal. Okay? So this should be your why. And if it's not big enough, you might not make it there. And what I often say to people is, if it's not big enough to make you cry, not to get all sappy and touchy-feely, but it needs to be something so important that it really is going to drive you in your everyday actions. So for me, I imagine my family at the end of that boardwalk. My wife and my daughter. They mean the world to me, and I would do anything and everything. I'm really passionate, and I love what I do here. And sometimes it's tough, and sometimes it gets a little bit grueling. But it never, I never backed down, and I never stopped learning new things and pushing forward and helping other people and bringing value to other people because I want to cross that boardwalk and reach my family. I want to be with my family there on the beach, looking out across the ocean. We used to live on an island in south of Korea, and we spent a lot of time on the ocean, so that's a special place for us also. If the ocean doesn't do it for you, find something else, another visual point where that you can go to, and that will help you really visualize where you're going and visualize that goal, and it'll help take you there. So I hope those two exercises are helpful. Those are more on the side of inspiration. We'll talk a lot about technical stuff here on the Internet Freaks, and but it always helps to get some inspiration and some motivation to keep learning those technical things, and to keep pushing forward towards your goal. So thanks for letting me share that with you guys. I hope to be back next week, and hope you guys are back next week. And if you want to click on that button below, you can join us as a blogger and learn even more tips on how you can reach more people and more people who are interested in your passion. So I'll send it back to you, Maro.
Thank you, John. It was fantastic. I actually did this exercise, and I believe John Curtis as well. And I imagine actually a triathlon bike in this window and my daughter. So it is
Nice.
actually what I'm blogging about daily, about triathlon. So it makes sense, and I love visiting my daughter. So thanks for that. So I just realized that I'm on the right path at the moment. So what about you, John Curtis? What was in your window? You want to share with us?
John, you there?
I know he's muted now. Okay.
Oh, we lost him.
We lost him. Okay.
He's still visualizing, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, John, for sharing this exercise with us. I was about to close it, and you just made this great exercise. So I'm really happy that it happened actually.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So keep bringing it in also during the next Hangouts. These kind of exercises, I think it's really helpful for anybody who is not sure about what to blog about, because this was actually my problem at the beginning of my blogging career. But I found my passion very easily. I was just thinking what I loved doing when I was a child, when I was a teenager, and immediately I knew, okay, it was sport. And I knew, and from that day I started blogging about triathlon, so it was great. I don't know, John Curtis is back, but I'm not sure if he's going to share with us any of his visualizations he had. All right, guys, let's wrap it up.
Actually, I did want to share that.
Cool,
I apologize.
cool, okay.
I had a problem with my my camera. My screen closed on me, and I don't know why I'm having the tunnel effect, the rabbit hole effect. And I had to join back in, so I apologize about that. But I really, really wanted to say that was powerful. I really appreciate that, John, because my why, I mean, I shared a little bit about that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sorry you can't actually see me right now, because I love when you guys can see me, because I love to truly speak about my why, because my why is my son and my grandson. I'm 43 years old. My son is 22. My grandson is just almost 4 months. Actually, I'm sorry. Today he's 4 months today. So happy 4 month to my grandson. So I visualized my why is to bring my son home. He had to join the Army. He had to join the military to try to figure out a way to raise his family, and that was his option today. And so, long story short, I am doing what I need to be doing in order to try to help him be able to raise his son, which is my grandson, at home. because it doesn't. No family deserves to have any family member be away from them when they don't want to be. A mother or a father wants to raise their children while they are there with them every day, experiencing their lives with them. And to not be able to choose that in this world today is very, very hard for me to accept, and that is why I am doing what I am doing today with the group of people that I am doing it with, because we have the proper tools that will take us to where we need to get so that we can have and create that existence, that future that we want to have, that we know we will have. And this is why it's awesome. I really appreciate that. I truly closed my eyes. I listened to you, and I love these visualizations. I love these little mini experiments, for the lack of a better word, because if you go through them, if you truly open your mind and change your mindset to just being open, not to believe anything one way or another, to just being open, then you can absorb the right stuff. Because when people focus too hard and concentrate too hard, there's too many outside interferences that confuse us. So with these little mini experiments, that really truly makes us focus on what you're doing. And what you did right there is you made us see our own future. And it was awesome, and it made me feel just tremendous, and I appreciate it very much, John. So thank you very much, and this was awesome hanging out tonight, guys.
Yeah,
Right.
my pleasure, John. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, John Curtis, thanks a lot for sharing this with us, and yeah, it was fantastic. All right, guys, thanks again for coming, and see you again next week. Have a good rest of the day. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.